Ever since its release in 1975, the question as to the meaning of Bohemian Rhapsody has persisted. Freddie Mercury was not forthcoming on the meaning of the song and tended to be somewhat dismissive in interviews. In fact, Mercury famously disliked interviews and said as much on more than one occasion.
I love my job, but I hate talking to people like you.
In one such interview, he commented with regard to Bohemian Rhapsody.
All kinds of songs, and Bohemian Rhapsody happened to be, it was basically like 3 songs that I wanted to put out, and I just put the 3 together.
Is this an accurate description of the song? Or was Mercury being dismissive, possibly even modest, by downplaying the remarkable accomplishment that is Bohemian Rhapsody? Is it really just 3 songs put together? Queen, after all, had already done this on their previous album, Sheer Heart Attack. Tracks 3, 4 and 5 on side 1 of the album, Tenement, Funster, Flick of the Wrist and Lily of the Valley, were merged together, producing a single track of around 8 minutes. But this was clearly a medley of songs, a medley that was covered in its entirety by Dream Theater in 2009. This reinforced the idea that the 3 songs be considered as a unit, but nevertheless remained 3 distinct tracks. There's little doubt that Bohemian Rhapsody has sufficient musical content to enable the production of 3 songs, but it does not evidently divide into 3 at all. The song has 5 clear sections: the intro,
look up to the skies and see.
The ballad,
Mama just killed a man.
the opera,
Magnifico! I'm just a poor boy.
the hard rock, and the outro. Considerable care has been taken to ensure that the sections, as much as they may vary in tone and style, are undoubtedly connected. This is accomplished by the repetition of various lyrical cues, as well as the transition moments between sections. This means that despite stark contrasts in tone, these sections flow seamlessly from one to the next. Each section seems to arise naturally from the preceding section. This is possibly the most remarkable achievement of Bohemian Rhapsody. How does one juxtapose different musical ideas without it sounding contrived and forced? And yet this is exactly what Bohemian Rhapsody achieves. The point here is kind of obvious. The structure of Bohemian Rhapsody does not equate to 3 songs put together. It is too skillfully integrated, both musically and lyrically, to be a simple amalgamation of 3 separate songs. Before diving into the lyrics, it is important to understand the title, Bohemian Rhapsody. This is not included in the sung lyrics and almost certainly was discovered as a title by Mercury rather than written by him. This should not cause offense, since Mercury's use of this title is quite unique to the composition. I will note one of these instances of the title Bohemian Rhapsody being used prior to the release of Mercury's song in 1975. Bohemian Rhapsody was the title of a series of works compiled on an album in 1962. This included works by classical composers Bedřich Smetana and Antonin Dvorak, performed by the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra. Both Smetana and Dvorak had their origins in Bohemia, a large region in the west of the Czech Republic. The opening track is The Bartered Bride by Smetana, and appropriately is a comic opera with poetic spoken readings that were known as rhapsodies. Dvorak's contributions are a series of Slavonic dances and are among his most loved compositions. The title, Bohemian Rhapsody, hence refers to these expressive pieces of music that feature poetic recitations, rhapsodies, and is constituted by the music written by composers from Bohemia, hence the title, Bohemian Rhapsody. It is highly probable that someone with Mercury's eclectic tastes and love for opera would have been aware of this record, particularly since it was not the only album published under this name. It should also be noted, however, that the word Bohemian is used by Mercury not so much in terms of geographical location, but more to suggest someone who is unconventional and different, a nonconformist, such as a writer or an artist. As a singer in a band, Mercury would have lived a bohemian lifestyle. In this sense, the title Bohemian Rhapsody could imply that Mercury is being self-referential. The word rhapsody would refer to an emotional expression of feelings, especially as related to a piece of music. In this sense, the idea of Bohemian and Rhapsody is a reference to the chief protagonist in the song who sings subjectively of his experience. He is a Bohemian and rhapsodic in his mode of expression, hence Bohemian Rhapsody. In this sense, each of the 5 sections of Bohemian Rhapsody express the emotional journey of the singer. Identifying these emotions and how they guide the story of the song is the subject of my next video. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Peace and stay well.